Wow, this looks old. You can see that the tiny stone building was probably original. There's a couple bells up there at the top. They must have added that back part. So that's Belvedere Tower back there. This was all private land, and the person that owned it had built this big old tower for sort of, I don't know, hosting people, and it's like a big observation point. It's sort of gone into disrepair now, and it's falling apart. You can't actually go over there anymore, but over here, where I am, so there was supposed to be this cupola on top, and there it is there, and now you can sit there. As you may or may not know, I love using the Spotter's Handbook when I go on walks and tallying up my scores. I'll link to that here in the video. And there is a point for stranded stiles, but there isn't a point for stranded gates, and I think we should see a point for stranded gates on the 3rd edition. What do you say, Merrick? This Waldenshire house is now a bunch of flats, so you don't have to be super rich to live here anymore, merely middle class. Some serious yew tree action. Maybe the thickest, biggest yew tree trunk I've ever seen. There's another tree there that's fallen over. Just taking a small break on a bench just outside All Saints, Waldenshire, and then I'll get going. I've really taken my time today, stopping in churches and stuff. It's already almost 3 o'clock and I still have a good 5 or 6 miles to go, I think. This looks like a nightmare. Look at all those calves. And the cows have access to the field that I am about to walk. It's a standoff. Too scared to go past this guy. Right, I made a move. I saw a window and I went through it. And I'm actually in the wrong field, because I didn't want to go through that field. There's a few other cows there. They really intimidate the hell out of me. I'm sorry. I'm sure they're fine. They're massive animals. There's a lot of calves around. So I played it safe. Definitely screwed that one up. Ended up going underneath that barbed wire. I'm not sure my friend Merrick will be too impressed with the way I handled those cows again. But damn it, that's intimidating. And you saw how many calves were out there. You don't know what these things are capable of. They have these dead eyes. The cows have these dead eyes. It's incredibly unnerving. Onwards to Dover. Pretty funny. US Post Box. Well, a little under 3 miles to Dover now. Not much to report about this part of the walk. It's quite boring. Just going through a lot of wooded trails. And I'm very close to the A2, I think now, which is very noisy. I'll be going over that shortly. But before we go there, I'm close to a town called Guston, and there's an old church in Guston, which is just a little off the route, not very far. So I think I'll try and head over today, and hopefully it's still open, and see what it's like. Well, back on track now. That was a bit of a fail, but next time, now that I know how it works, may allow myself a bit more time, and I'll go and get the key from the local pub. So it's up and over the A2, and we start to descend into Dover. You have to do this really annoying loop to get over the A2, which adds a bunch of steps there. So now you sort of go through this modern retail park out here, and then you'll start to go down to Dover. Well, this is incredibly annoying. Gotta go this way now. Well, I made it to Dover. There's the castle. Well, that is that. Canterbury to Dover, a little over 20 miles. Took me a good, probably close to 9 hours. Which seems pretty slow, but you know, you're filming. I stopped at every church, had some lunch. It all adds up. So yeah, not a bad walk. Not super exciting, but it is a good walk. I think, thinking about the walk, it's a very accessible walk, which makes it quite good for people that maybe never done a pilgrimage before, have never done a long walk, like more than 15 miles in a day before. It's a very accessible walk. There's a lot of places along the way to stop, to take a break, to get some rest. It's sort of very nicely spaced out and divided. So considering it's a good 20 plus miles, it's very achievable, very doable in a day. And yeah, I think it is an accessible walk. It's not that difficult at any point. And going Canterbury to Dover is even easier because the steepest bits are all downhill. So yes, that's that. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next time. Bye.